If you have ever played Enter the Gungeon, you probably know it's a very, very fast-paced game. We're going to discuss why coming up. A design choice that really stands out, and you've probably noticed if you play the game, is that coins go to you once you are done clearing a room. So by this, you don't have to go pick up coins and even see where they are, which could be almost like a task because you would have to do it in every single room. However, they didn't do this with pickups like hearts or ammo because it wouldn't make sense since you would probably want to reserve it for later on. Like, let's say you have already your 3 hearts and you got 1 more heart lying around. You could go just pick it up later. It wouldn't make sense if it went to you. Another design choice that also makes the combat more interesting is that you cannot escape a room, because when you go in and a combat begins, the doors close. So you wouldn't be able to lure out enemies or just go grab, like maybe go to the shop and buy a better gun or ammo if you are in like some sort of hard encounter. So you would just have to finish that encounter without any sort of pause, which makes obviously the game feel quite fast-paced compared to other games like strategy games in which you have like time to think and meditate about what you're going to do next. Having less menus also makes the game feel very fast even when you're not in combat. So for example, when you're playing the game, if you play on PC, when you press tab, the map will appear and you'll be able to teleport to any place where you want to go. So you won't have to open like a different menu just to teleport or use an object or something like that. You can just press tab and click wherever you want to go. Another thing similar to this in the sense of menus is that, for example, when you die, you can press the space bar and you're directly playing a new game. Also, when you open up the game, you can go directly into the gungeon without going to any menus and even the central hub, which you have to go when choosing a player. Going back to the combat, the bullet patterns sometimes force you to move very quickly in a certain direction to avoid getting hit. Also, when firing, when you get out of bullets, the game will reload for you. So pretty much there's as minimal interaction. This also comes in the form of, for example, the doors. You don't have to reopen them. They open up directly by themselves. So you obviously do have the option to interact with like maybe a table or to pick up an object. I'm not saying that there's no interaction in the game. I'm just saying there is as minimal interaction. There are even certain enemies, well, they're actually not enemies. They are sort of like these very big keys with legs. So they will disappear. So they will like just run off to the other side of the room and disappear. So if you kill them in time, you can get a key, which, if you don't know, a key will allow you to open chests and also other certain things in the game, but especially chests, which will allow you to get like better guns and objects and things like that, even hearts, which are very, very useful because the game is extremely punishing. So by adding that into the game, the player will be forced, if he wants the key, to just run off and try to get that key, which is also quite risky. So not only from the perspective of fast design, fast gameplay, but also of the combat, it makes up for a pretty interesting choice that makes the game better in more than one way. So this kind of follows Miyamoto's philosophy in which the best decision is the one that actually solves 2 problems. Of course, the game is not only fantastic in the sense that it's fast-paced, but it also made some very good choices. Like, there's things that make you come back. Not only because you want to get further or because there's a lot of replayability in the sense that each time you play it's a different dungeon with different rooms, But also there are things like unlockables that you can buy. So when beating a boss, you'll get like some sort of currency. I don't know the name honestly. And with that currency, you can buy different objects. And those objects, of course, you won't have them yourself. But when you go into the gungeon, they will appear in chests. So you can buy like better weapons, and you will have better chances of getting a better gun or an object or something like that.